96.2 FM. Thank you so much for joining us, and a big welcome to my co-hosts Arif, Aziz and Sadat Akram. Assalamu alaikum to the both of you. What a big week. What a big week of sports and entertainment. Lots and lots going on. It's going to be a new feature to the show today as well, which we've been discussing. So just for the information of our listeners, we are going to have something called Transfers Corner. What do you think we're going to be discussing in Transfers Corner, Sadat?
We've been discussing. Who's we? You've not been making this show without me. What's going on?
Yeah, I've got this dodgy thing, isn't it? Look, someone gave me the dodgy one.
So we should be getting a caller calling in. See, I've got a number of contacts. You see, I've got a number of contacts up and down the country.
I'm sure you have.
There's a guy I know, a guy named Qureshi. He works at Canary Wharf and he deals with all the big transfers. Yeah, the funding for all the big transfers. So he might be calling you. I've prepped him up. There's a guy named Raj from Wolverhampton.
Wow.
He might be calling in. I also know Doris, the tea lady at Anfield.
That's good enough.
You know her too, don't you?
Yeah. No, I know the caretaker.
Oh, you know the caretaker.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
well, I know somebody then. If that's the case,
who do you know?
I know somebody who does the accounts for Man United.
Oh wow! Wow.
We won't tell me nothing.
So do stay tuned for that, because that is going to come in the second half of the show when we go on to the football. But before we go on to the football, you're a little bit out of breath. Have you been out for a run?
Yeah, what have you been doing?
Do you know what? I'm always out of breath.
You've been doing kabaddi.
Speaking of kabaddi, that's going to be on the show today as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Because big news in the kabaddi world.
Yes.
And we might even be able to educate some of our listeners on what this beautiful sport of kabaddi is all about.
It should be on Channel 4.
Do you know what? I'd love to know a little bit about kabaddi. I've seen it. I just don't know the rules.
Yeah, we used to have an Urdu teacher at Bretton Woods Community School.
All right.
And he, for Activities Week, he used to have this one week at the end. You could choose what you wanted to do. There was an activity called Kabaddi, and he would run it, basically. He was the most unsportsmanly looking teacher you can imagine. But he knew the rules, and he was like, he'd get us into Kabaddi. But yeah, big fight last night.
Yeah.
I say last night, I should say this morning.
What a fight.
One
Did you get out to watch
fight, one absolutely incredible fight. Yeah, I saw the fight. Yeah.
The whole.
Well, I didn't watch the whole build up. I kind of.
I missed the opening. Apparently, his entry was something to watch. Furies. What did he do?
I missed the opening as well. Yeah, I just basically got it from.
See how he got in.
Just got it from when the referee was getting him prepped for the fight. So we'll talk about that fight.
Yep.
And speaking of fights, Amir Khan, former Olympic medalist, former world champion boxer, was in Peterborough last week.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, you sound like you're so despondent about that.
Well, he said he was going to come round mine. He didn't, did he?
Did he not pop in?
I made the pakoras and the samosas and everything.
So he was here. He was here involved in
that was amazing.
Some kind of boxing promotion in Spalding, which is just down the road. And he came in to see some of our local boxing talent. Did a little bit of pad work with some of the youngsters, which was beautiful to watch.
Excellent.
And also he was at the soon to be open brand new sparkling Topyard School of Boxing gym. So we have a guest.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I was about to say, and he's recently had a baby boy, isn't he?
And he's congratulations to him. Yeah, congratulations.
I'm sure he's listening.
On his baby. Of course he's listening.
Of course he is.
So we've got a special guest in a little while, Bilal Javed, one of the founding members of Topyard School of Boxing, who's going to come in and talk to us about all the exciting news going on with Topyard.
Wow.
Excellent.
So should be good. So stay tuned in. We've got lots and lots on the show for you guys to be getting involved with. As always, interact with the show on Facebook. We are Facebook Live. Or if you fancy calling in, then do give us a call on the studio telephone 01733 602 133. And the new WBC champion of the world, the Gypsy King. What do you think, guys? What do you think?
Wow.
I mean, was it inevitable?
I
was quite shocked.
Really?
I'll tell you what, for me, I'm not a boxing fan, as probably obviously some of the others, the viewers that get an opportunity to watch, but I thought Wilder would do a lot better. I mean, obviously we've got Bilal coming down in a little while. It'd be good to get his view as well, but I saw the fight this afternoon, and I just couldn't believe that he didn't really go for him. I think maybe he just got scared or what the situation
maybe
was.
he thought Fury was gonna sit back in because Fury was on the front foot.
Yeah, I think
not playing for the jabs, but was trying to. As
Fury's corner always said right from the start that we're gonna go for the win
they
here.
say one thing and it doesn't always happen. But to be honest, like you, I don't watch much boxing, but when there's a hype of a big match, you want to watch it. So I couldn't say I'll follow this.
Just couldn't watch it at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, couldn't watch it at 4 o'clock in the morning. But wherever I go, wherever we went, it was like Fury's going to win. Fury's going to win. Fury, as they say, Bacha was saying Fury.
No, but that's in England, isn't it? Because the Americans would have assumed that Fury would have lost, and Wilder would have connected one punch, just didn't get anywhere near him.
So whenever you have an American athlete competing against a non-American athlete, the diehard American fans, what do they always chant?
USA.
USA. USA. And that sounds a lot like you big dosser, because that's what all the Tyson Fury fans were shouting. They were shouting.
That's what I'll be hearing from now.
You big dosser. So it was like the whole arena was shouting "You big dosser." Obviously, half of them were shouting "USA."
Yeah.
So they were like, "We can't even do the USA chant because it gets hijacked."
It's been hijacked.
I mean,
it was a brilliant fight by Fury. Just couldn't. Just actually, I'm still quite shocked.
Was it third
how
round and
easy
sixth
he
round?
found it?
So when I first saw it, when I was watching it, and the referee stopped it, I thought, "Oh, he stopped that a bit early." But it was only later I realised they actually threw the towel in.
Yeah,
they threw. They did. They threw the towel.
I think that he had enough. He took a lot of punches, didn't he?
Oh, I do want to talk about one thing that happened in the fight.
Licking the blood.
They were licking. He was licking the blood.
Was he licking the blood?
Because
I didn't get to see it because he normally does that, doesn't he?
I don't know if he
even
actually licked the blood.
He always does the.
I think he was. He said something in his ear. Obviously, he embarrassed him more than.
He was flicking his tongue very close to the bleeding ear of Deontay Wilder, was Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And Tyson Fury said ahead of the fight, he said, "I want to taste your blood." And then the commentator brought that up, and he said he did say, "Is that what he's doing?" And there was a replay of it in between rounds as well, and you could see what was going on. So,
was there any physical, or did he actually do the usual? Because you see in his other fights when he taunts his opposition, and he does do that. He just goes in their face and he goes blah, 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 like that.
He did do a little bit of that, and he was obviously respectful as well, just in case a punch came through. But
do you think, that Tyson's corner was naive? I mean, this is
Tyson Fury's we're talking about.
Yeah, no,
what's your question?
Sorry, Wilder's corner was naive on the basis, and this is coming from what the commentator said as well.
Go on.
That when strategy wasn't working, he didn't change. His left hand stayed down. He didn't keep that left hand up, and the jabs were coming and the punches were coming, and he was taking them.
What do I think?
Wilder should have changed tactics. Maybe say football, if you're losing and then you change something, formation.
He knows only one way to box, and that's.
But they weren't even encouraging him to, keep your guard up or.
Well, I heard a very interesting bit of commentary. I heard that Deontay Wilder is surrounded by his biggest fans, and his biggest fans keep telling him,
"You're too good.
That you are just too good. You've got these finishing punches, and you can absolutely destroy whoever comes in the ring with you." And because of that, he's not had a chance, or he's not had any incentive to work on his deficiencies.
He's probably never trained in any other way. He's just trained to knock the opposition out, and
that's what I mean. Do you think that's true? He can't go, for example, with Joshua.
Yeah,
lost his first match against I forgot his Louise. Louise. Second, he changed his tactics. He played it differently. He didn't go all guns blazing.
Which was fair play to him. Although the second fight was a little bit boring, but he knew what he had to do.
He's got to go for a win, isn't he?
Look, put it this way: this is not somebody who came into the sport of boxing at a very young age and developed fantastic technique. Yeah, Deontay Wilder came in quite late, and he's had knockout power, and that's got him through. And he's got a decent chin. To be fair, he's taken a few hits, and
he took a few.
Even previous fights, he's come across decent boxers, and he's been able to take the punishment. But he said it in the past as well. He said, "My opponents have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I have to be perfect for 2 seconds or 1 second or whatever."
Absolutely.
So he's got that. What happened in this fight was, and I was listening to an interview by Tyson Fury, where he said, we was talking about the first fight, and he said, "I had him rattled in the 10th. And I didn't go out in the 11th. I didn't go out and just finish him off in the 10th. because I thought I've not been this distance for a long time. I've just come back, and it was on his third fight back after being out for like 2 years or something crazy.
Yeah.
So he didn't know what he had in the tank. In this fight, he knew he had enough in the tank, and he went for him from the outset. And the interesting thing was the commentator constantly said, Tyson Fury is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Which is interesting because a lot of fighters talk it up and they do something completely different.
And they just bottle it out. And I think...
But didn't Wilder also say at the end he had an injury to his leg anyway? Or
so it's excuses, isn't it?
There was an excuse at the end.
It's when they agreed the second fight, they had a rematch clause in there.
That's been openly said. There's always going to be a third fight.
Fury Wilder 3. There was always going to be that.
Yeah.
So
how far does it go though with these clauses in this contract? So the third fight, do they have another clause in that contract that whoever loses?
Well, the third fight was agreed when the second fight was agreed. So the third fight's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to happen? Because the amount of battering Wilder took, can he come back from there against Fury again? Can he? Obviously, is he going to be able to change enough, or is he going to learn enough to come back and?
I think he's going to have a few fights before, isn't he?
I think the rematch is just going to stamp Tyson Fury's authority on this weight division.
This is exactly what I'm.
It's like thinking. It's like in the first one. To be fair, in the first one, no one outside of America thought that was a draw. Everyone thought Tyson Fury won that fight, even though he got knocked out and he came back, resurrection as it were, in the final round. Nobody thought that Deontay Wilder was anywhere near the win, and one of the judges scored him like 6 points ahead, and it was crazy.
He's an American judge.
The other thing I saw last night, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, I genuinely felt like the referee was intervening to give Deontay Wilder a breather.
Of course, and it looked it. It looked it as well.
Kept looking in his eyes. He kept looking in his face, like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" It's like, well, let the guy box.
Yeah, but even from the
Jamil Iqbal says we've got a few messages actually. If you want to read on the Facebook, they've done this purposely to me.
Let's have a look at these messages.
Go on.
Jamil Iqbal is saying, "Assalamu alaikum, guys. Keep up the good work." Navi Ali said something and then he's edited it because he used an inappropriate word. Talksport ain't got nothing on you, man, says Navi Ali. Navi, love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
For the text. Sobia Parveen, my sister, I'm not really into sport, only listening to support my brother in his airtime, but I must say I've learned a lot from Sadat and Arif's deep and insightful comments.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm sure I didn't read Sadat and Arif in there.
Okay, I may have made that up. Jamil saying never recovered from the third KO. Yeah, so he went down 3 or 4 times, didn't he? A couple slips.
Yeah.
But then, when you're devoid of energy, your energy is being sapped with the constant hugging and putting your weight. It's a lot easier to lose your balance, isn't it? So that was indicative of where he was.
Yeah, that was another thing, isn't it? The hugging.
I think you've also got to look at it from a different angle as well. Fury, he had to make up. He's lost 10 stone for this fight.
No,
where he's lost 10 stone over the last 2 years.
10 stone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's
That's
come
like
back.
your weight.
Yeah,
he's lost basically you off his back.
I think I found it.
He's got the monkey off his back.
I found the one.
No.
Sorry, I had to do that. So Bilal Javed, who's actually he's in the studio now. He's going to join us in a minute. He said there's a rematch clause which Wilder can activate, but he has to decide within 30 days. Is he going to find his bearings in the next 30 days?
Is that like if you order goods over online and you don't like it, you've got to return it within 30 days?
You've got to also remember the beauty about this, the way he just annihilated this guy was that the fact that he's come back from drugs, he's had a lot of problems as well.
Yeah, mental health and all that.
He had some.
Talks about that.
He's an absolute unbelievable, athlete, isn't he?
So I think we're going to welcome our guest into the studio shortly. But before we do, I just want to say the second half of the show is football. We're going to be talking about the ongoing match, Manchester United. So do keep us up to date, guys. If you're watching the United game, do keep us up to date about what's going on in that game. We've also got Transfers Corner at 3:35. So hopefully get a call in from one of our many contacts on what's happening in the footballing world with respect to transfers. And also, just for the benefit of the viewers, we're going to introduce a call-in at 3:50, where we are going to have a section called Fan or Fanatic. And this is where fans, hardcore fans, die-hard fans, call in and tell us what they think about their team, their latest signing, we're probably going to expect Man United fans calling in.
I think you should just get Sadat to
Fernandes is the next Paul Scholes or something crazy.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Sadat needs to just call in and just talk what he waffles on about.
So
normally.
do call in for that
get a
at
word in
350 if you are a super fan of a team and you want to talk about your team. Let's welcome to the show Bilal Javed.
Yes.
Is somebody going to give him a seat? Introducing. What weight did you even fight at? Remind me.
Oh, started off at bantamweight. When
Bantamweight.
I was 12, 13 years old, and then I finished at welterweight.
Excellent. Bilal Javed, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you.
Absolute pleasure having you here. I guess the reason for you coming in today is because we had a very special visit from a very special guest right here in Little Peterborough.
Yes.
It was the Olympic champion and two-time
Former world champion, yeah.
former world champion Amir King Khan.
Yeah.
So, what did he want? What was he saying?
What's going on? Are you like, is there something going on that we should know about?
Because you seem to be quite cozy with it, don't you?
Is it like nights out, stuff like this? Because his career's over now.
No, he's got.
Is it?
No, he's not.
He's got a few fights left.
Has he?
He's got
Okay,
offers
that's
from
good.
like Saudi and Qatar. And
I think he
stuff
should
like
do that.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not?
he is.
And he's earning good money, and I think his profile in Saudi will be taken over as well.
So, tell me, firstly, why did he come to Peterborough?
So basically, when I was at his gym 3 weeks ago in Bolton, I just wanted to go see him. I had a good conversation about the Amir Khan Academy and basically what we're going to be doing. So while I was there, he mentioned that he had an event to go to in Spalding. And
I saw this. Yeah, he had. Was it a promo type thing? I mean, he wasn't there fighting.
So
there was like a show, like a charity dinner, something.
England boxing, they hold it once a year there, and it's like all the police boxing clubs bring their fighters and they match them up with like another organisation.
Okay.
So what they do is that happens every year, and every year they have like a special guest. So you've had Tony Bellew there, David Hay there, and this time they called Amir. So
excellent.
A mutual friend of ours, Samir, he's the one who organised it. And then when I was there, I said, Spalding's only like round the corner from us.
Literally, yes, 15,
and
20
I
minutes.
said, why don't you pop down to Peterborough first, like come to my house, we'll have some food and everything, and then from there we can probably take you to our gym. But I said our new gym is not ready, but I'll just take you to the Topyard on York Road.
Brilliant.
Did he actually pop into the potential new gym? Did he have a look?
No.
So but he went to the existing gym.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of stuff on social media about some of the pad work he did. That must have been incredible for the kids, right? Because they're basically doing pad work with a former world champion.
The thing was, I was in a bit of a dilemma because I mentioned it. Waj mentioned that Amir's coming, and I was
Waj from what Fight Club? Yeah.
And I was thinking, do I put it on Facebook? But then I thought, health and safety. You can't get everyone in that small gym. That was my biggest concern, and I knew.
And it's not like it was empty. I mean, there was a lot of people there.
And I knew he was going to be there for 20, 30 minutes. So what I did was, early in that week, I just told all the boxers, their parents, and I said, look, you guys come down. I told a few other individuals, and I said, look, hopefully he should be there unless something happens, because I know his missus.
She was pregnant, heavily pregnant at the time. Yes,
he only confirmed it the night before that I will be coming. So that's what happened.
That's brilliant.
It was brilliant.
Thanks for the invite. I really enjoyed it, by the way.
Yeah.
Were you abroad? No?
The thing is, I had loads of texts, so I probably missed his in the whole flurry because I'm so busy. That's what it was.
You said bring your parents. My parents are ready as well.
I was looking whether I was.
I did get his. Incidentally, I did get his text about coming onto the show to talk about it. Yeah, I didn't miss that one.
That was afterwards.
Listen, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
He's
it's
club
fun.
ambassador for Topyard School of Boxing. I can see the AK logo on your
Yeah,
training
it's
top
all
as well.
about
Yeah.
clothing
So,
and everything, yeah.
what does that actually involve? I think we might have touched on it last time we spoke to. I think it was Hamad. I think we spoke to last time. What does it actually involve? I mean, he's basically giving you his name to promote, encourage kids to come in off the street, train to be boxers, and obviously whenever he's local, he's going to pop in and support your gym in that way.
He's basically, I think it was 5 years ago when I first met him, and we started having conversations and spoke about the amateur game, which I knew he was involved in certain like fighters that I even asked.
Sure.
And that's how we got the conversation going. And he was interested in being involved. So from there, we really took it. I just thought it was, he probably just,
the comment here and there, just thought.
Yeah, I thought, he
great
showed us
conversation.
support, but since then, he's always sent us videos to say, good luck to the boys. Whenever I send him anything, he helps out.
He's a good lad, he is.
Yeah, I think the main thing for us was having someone like Amir, part of somebody who I was like a friend also at the same time, big in the boxing game, and for someone like him to be involved in our club, I think is It's massive for Peterborough, for all the kids, the boxers. They're all buzzing. They all keep talking about it, and they put their
it's
videos
excellent.
up.
Yeah.
All right, I want to ask you a question, which might be a little bit controversial. So you can sidestep if you want. But
never stopped you before.
Never stopped me before. There's a number of different boxing gyms, isn't there, here
Yes.
in Peterborough and surrounding areas. You guys, obviously, you operate from the heart of the community. You're from the community. You literally, Russell Street corner. You guys used to live down there.
Yeah.
You literally know everybody. But there's a number of boxers that fight or train at other gyms.
Yeah.
That came to the Amir
Yes.
Khan thing. Now, why do people get so antsy about that? Why do people get so they feel like, why do our boxers have to go to a Topyard thing? Because it's not even a show. It's not. It's just a photo opportunity with a former champion, meet and greet. But I'm hearing there's a lot of people who are a little bit.
Well, I mean, the way I see it is because I knew Amir was definitely going to come. I spoke to one of the coaches that I know, Akif from Peterborough Police.
Okay.
So I said, look, if you're around, he's coming down. Bring the boys because they regularly come to our gym for sparring and we go
So
there.
Peterborough Police is one of the big clubs, isn't it?
Yeah, Peterborough Police. I mean, they were operated for a long time.
One of my nephews trains with them, but he was at your Amir Khan thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind who comes to the gym. It's not just it's for Peterborough.
Exactly.
I know he's
Exactly.
part of Topyard School of Boxing, and he promotes our name. And our new gym will be called the Amir
It's
Khan
always nice
Academy.
to see different organisations coming.
And also
the
the boys
you as well.
The boys that did come, even like the Raja boys. I mean, I know their family, and
Sure.
I don't see it as us v them. We all.
No, I don't think you do. But I think it some of the the operators, the organisers of other gyms, did they get a little bit annoyed that their boxers went
You always get people probably saying things and probably like trying to just stir things up, but it wasn't nothing like that. I mean,
Okay.
The whole point was they came down.
But you always get that with these sort of stuff, even respect with what they've done with Topyard and everything. No doubt there's people on those jumping on the bandwagon, oh yeah, we're part of Topyard, we've done this, when they're probably just visited, or now they've seen it's been successful and mashallah it's doing so well, and now all of a sudden, yeah, we're part of Topyard as well,
Easy.
These things happen.
So that, what on earth are you talking about?
No, these things happen.
Explain yourself to that. That's what I want to know.
I know this is just life. I've not seen.
Do you think it's because they've
people do want to attach?
It's the same with FC Peterborough. Without just picking on Topyard again, putting him on the hot seat. But with anything successful in a community or anything, it's just, you always get a few, shall we say, that do that.
But it's good.
Those that are mentioning like Topyard, they've been part of it. To be honest with you, like Waj comes and helps us out, once a week with the young kids. But he's been
Waj
from day one.
It's not to talk about it though.
Whenever somebody mentions Waj, I want to say our Waj Fight Club from now on.
So you got
he's ours, by the way.
Shuja. We've got probably about eight or nine coaches that help out. So if they turn around and say ours, why not? It is ours. It's all of
Well,
ours.
it's definitely ours because we're very, very proud of it, and literally we are your neighbours now.
Yeah.
It's just down here.
And we're getting it on, by the way.
Next time you make roti,
Me and that man over there.
you call us as well.
Well, he is. I
white
can probably talk about when he's, what the plans are now, basically. So I think March the 9th is when we're going to be moving into our new gym here.
That's incredible.
So
So
what
the
we're gonna
last
do
I
is-
heard was end of March, but you've actually put it forward.
but it's March the 9th. So obviously our, we don't want to be paying rent at two different places. So
Sure.
March the 9th is when we'll move in and start having our sessions here. It's going to be a lot better because it's our own place. We can open 7 days a week. We'll split all the classes out.
That's
so
the
we can
beauty about
concentrate
it.
more on, and then.
And you can get boxers of a similar ability and a similar age training together.
Yes,
You don't have to
and
split
then
across
we've got
multiple,
7-8 coaches, so we want to utilise that better. We don't need 4 or 5 coaches per session.
In terms of the coaching, I
have
was
two.
going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Sorry. So with the coaching, do you send your coaches on coaching courses?
Yes.
Do you pay for them to go?
Yeah.
Are you
So
always looking for additional volunteers, people who've got, or do you have you kind of found the
So
group
so
that you need?
basically, if you're serious about being an amateur boxing coach, but the only thing is probably Waj could probably can understand that because he does white collar. Obviously,
Sure.
you can't then be an amateur coach because you'll get banned for 12 months. So if any amateur coach or any amateur boxer gets involved in the white collar side, then
Got it.
you're facing a 12-month ban.
Sure.
So that is kept separate. But Waj is, we always said supported Waj in terms of what he does. And there's a market for it, so he's doing that. All the best to him. But then our side, so you got like Wakas and Waj, they're not level 1 coaches, so they can do the white collar, and sometimes they might just come and help, just have a look around with the kids and help out with some of the fitness stuff.
So you're planning an opening night then on March the 8th, inshallah?
No. So March the 9th is when we're going to start having our class. It's like a soft launch, but we're not going to do a proper.
The main launch is in April, isn't it?
April the 18th is
when
Amir will come.
So I'm going to commit right now.
Have a fight between me and Arif.
I want to commit Bilal to it right now. Amir Khan, he's going to be in the city for your grand opening
April
on
the 18th.
Saturday or Sunday?
It's Saturday, April the 18th. I believe.
Right, get him to stay overnight, and then April 19th we're going to do a special Fight Club show. Get him on board, you and him. I'll get these guys to sit down, these guys to stay at home, and I will have an extended chat.
I've got a spare room as well.
No, seriously. I mean, we'd love to have him on. I'd love to explore some of the the other stuff that he's doing as well, but also thank him on behalf of Salaam Radio for the work that he's doing in our community.
Yeah, I think the plan is. I mean, I've just spoken to his team, and the plan is to basically get all the national press and we're going to send out a big email and basically write down exactly what we're intending to do and how he's helping, and that's just going to go to all the papers, and then if they want the national papers, if they want to come down, the TV crew. And it's going to be brilliant for Peterborough. And
Bilal Javed, thank you so much for coming in today. Really appreciate the time you've taken out. It's been lovely chatting to you. Guys, we're heading into a break shortly, but before we do, I can tell you that straight after the break, we will be having Transfers Corner. And we'll be having Fan or Fanatic. So do call in. We'll give you further details after this very short break. Thank you for joining us for the first half, and we'll be back very soon.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
अगर मूड हो मुस्तनद और मायारी देसी खाने का तो आजमाएं लिंकन रोड पर देसी रेस्टोरेंट। दिन का आगाज देसी नाश्ते के साथ हलवा पूरी, चने, निहारी, पाए, पराठा और आमलेट हर रोज सुबह 7 बजे से दिन 1 बजे तक। एक मजेदार और स्वादिष्ट लंच के लिए कबाब, सैंडविच, तंदूरी डिशेस, बल्ती डिशेस, बिरयानी और बहुत कुछ। दिन 1 बजे से शाम 5 बजे तक हमारी खास डिशेस, देसी तवा या हमारी ताज़ा हांडी, 1 kg बेबी चिकन, लैम का गोश्त हड्डी के साथ ऑर्डर पर तैयार कराएं। ईट इनसाइड, टेक वे के लिए फ्री डिलीवरी। पूरा मेन्यू देखने के लिए और ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर करने के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट पे जाएं desirestaurant.co.uk। 60 नशिस्तों की गुंजाइश के साथ और एक प्राइवेट फंक्शन रूम, कैटरिंग सर्विस भी दस्तयाब। डोंट फॉरगेट देसी रेस्टोरेंट, 298 लिंकन रोड, पीटरब्रो, PE1 2ND। कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर 555795।
Are you looking to kickstart a career in health and social care? If you're over the age of 18 and currently in receipt of an in or out of work benefit, the Health and Care Sector Work Academy is offering you the chance to gain a qualification for free. There's plenty of support available as we can cover childcare and travel costs, and mentoring after the course has finished to help you into employment or further learning. Get in touch with us on 0800 310 1160 to join one of our courses and learn more about what we have to offer. Peterborough has a fresh new restaurant. Big Mouth on Lincoln Road is now open. Fantastic fresh food, pizzas, gourmet burgers, fried chicken, grilled chicken, wraps and sides. Mouth-watering food at great prices. Come and experience the freshness and taste of our amazing food. On a lunch break, try our Big Mouth lunch special menu from 12 to 4. Fancy our Hot Mouth Big Burger or our Big Mouth special pizza? Try us and taste the difference. Eat in, take away or order online at getbigmouth.co.uk for delivery with Just Eat and Deliveroo. We cater for birthday parties, family bookings and events. Follow Big Mouth Lads on Facebook and Instagram. Big Mouth, 349 Lincoln Road, Peterborough, PE1 2PF. Call 01733 20 10 20. We're open 12 till late every day.
Assalamu alaikum. Dr. Shabina here. Has your child had their flu vaccination this year? All primary school-aged children are entitled to the flu vaccine in their schools, helping to protect you and all the family against flu, which can make vulnerable people very ill. Call the school immunisations team on 0300 555 5055 if you'd like your child to get protected.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من يحرم الرفق يحرم الخير, that whoever is deprived of gentleness is deprived of good.
If you want to learn about Islam and Muslims, stay tuned to Salaam Radio 106.2.
Assalamu alaikum, and we're back on Salaam Sports here on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. And I do apologise, but I didn't give a shout out to our Luton listeners in the first half. So, Inspire FM 105.1, thank you so much for joining us.
My cousins ain't going to be happy.
Your cousins are never happy, let's be honest.
Cousins, isn't it?
Yeah, you just got
never
too many
call
cousins.
in. You just send them a phone.
Thank you so much for joining us after the break. We had a fantastic chat with Bilal Javed,
did,
who's still in the studio, talking about further involvement in shows, especially ahead of their launch. So we might be seeing Bilal Javed on Community Matters at some point soon. We've had a number of comments in which I just want to go through. A lot of shout outs for Bilal, but also Navi Ali, who's also known as Nani, saying yeah Billy, and then he's saying United winning 1-0. And Jamil Iqbal saying, yeah, Billy, thanks for the invite. So a lot of people not too happy with Bilal Javed for the invite. Second half of the show is football as always, and we've got a brand new slot called Transfers Corner, so hopefully we'll be getting a call from somebody in the know.
Before we do that, I just wanted to correct something that I said a couple of weeks ago.
Thank God for that.
It is Bangladesh who won the Under-19s World Cup. It was the first time they actually won the Under-19s. And I believe I said they were one of the, with Pakistan and India, who won it more, but I think it was
the thing is, you can say anything you want on this show. No one's going to call you out on it.
But,
some of our listeners, avid listeners, do occasionally call us out on things, but no, you won't get me or Arif calling you out.
We don't ever get anything wrong, mate.
So latest score, Manchester United winning 1-0.
Oh, was that still the score?
Bruno with the goal and 2 assists now in 3 games. He's had 2 assists and a goal in 3 games, so not a bad start. I mean, pretty good start, to be fair.
Yeah, early days.
It's not a bad start for him.
Yeah. Really? I mean, I'd be very happy.
Good. No, he looks good, but then again, so James had a great start when he started with United. But even then, I was saying, there's lots to learn.
I just remember, like, the two players that we've signed in that position recently, or in fact 3. We had the Ox, who was injured when he first came to Liverpool, but then we had Fabinho, who didn't necessarily get off the ground running straight away. And Keita's been up and down as well, and even now still a bit suspect.
Keita's
it's a very difficult position to get right.
Yeah.
So Bruno, well done to him. We're all rooting for him, obviously, aren't we?
We certainly are.
Bruno.
So hopefully he can continue his good form and help United to 5th, which might be good enough for Champions League qualification. That is a massive zinger that dropped by the.
Have they decided what the format's going to be? Is it going to be?
So firstly, City, for the benefit of our listeners. Was it FIFA or UEFA? UEFA have come down and said that Manchester City have fallen foul of FIFA Fair Play regulations, and as a result, they're going to be banned from all European competitions for 2 years. They won't qualify for next year.
Points deductions as well for the previous years?
Yeah, possible points deductions. And
because Gerrard was very excited about that because he wants his Premier League championship.
I don't blame him.
And not only Gerrard, wasn't it Mourinho in a press conference?
Mourinho joked.
He joked saying, well, if we finish second and they should be disqualified, then we should be the winners.
Whoever finished second, he didn't say we.
But just let me point something out there. Mourinho said that season when I think City got 100 points and United got 82 or something, and he said that's my best ever performance, best achievement as a manager.
To get
and
Man United
genuinely, everybody laughed at him. Genuinely. No,
he knows what he's talking about.
I think everyone laughed at him.
I think it was like, oh come on, you've won the Champions League, you've won the Premier League, you finished so far behind City. How could this be your greatest achievement? And we thought he was having a dig at the players.
No, I don't think he was having. I think it was maybe at the time he wasn't very happy, was he, in his press conferences while he was at United?
He wasn't happy with a lot of the hierarchy with United, especially with the players he couldn't bring in.
So anything he said was taken like negative. He's like, it's very negative.
I think he's been proven right in a lot of stuff. He
says now if he gets Tottenham in the top 4, it will be his best achievement ever.
and he's looking a little bit suspect to do that now because
lost
a defeat to Chelsea, which we'll talk a
yeah.
little bit about later on. Also, City played, didn't they, against
Do
Leicester?
we know a Tottenham fan?
That
I'm sure we
was
knew a
the
Tottenham
City
fan.
game.
We do know a Tottenham fan. There's a Tottenham fan sat about 5 yards behind you, mate, directly behind you,
Yeah, she
doing the
normally
heart shape,
has
doing the heart
flag,
shape.
normally having the flag, don't it,
Yeah.
or the scarf.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. That's the thing.
This Tottenham fan's been a little bit quiet this weekend, and for reasons that are obvious
good
to most
reasons.
people. So I just want to remind our listeners again that we are doing a slot at 3:50 p.m. So if you are a fan or a fanatic or a fanatic of a team and you want to come on air and share your views about your team, about an individual player, about who you think is the best team that's ever played the game, who the greatest player in the Premier League is currently, whatever it is, do call in and share your views with us, and we would love to entertain your opinions. So that'd be a really good addition. There's a number of people that I can think of in the community that are fanatics. I mean, Sully's one, right? Suleiman Hussein.
Yeah.
He's a crazy mad fan.
But he knows what he's talking about.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think sometimes he gets. What about Was though? What's he?
I think Was is iconic. He's with his comments. He's hates on United.
And what about Sadat? Do you reckon Sadat's a logical, reasonable fan, or is he a little bit deluded?
Do you know what? I've always said from the first show that he is a little bit deluded, but
I'm glad we put a little bit in.
Then again, we always knew that.
Right, we're going to go to a call now. I think we are on Transfers Corner. Hello, who am I speaking to?
Hi, you're speaking to Raj from Wolverhampton.
Raj from Wolverhampton. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for calling in, Raj. You are live on Salaam Sports here on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM.
I just wanted to say before I start with the transfer information that I have.
Go for it.
You should just see this goal that Mason Greenwood has just scored for Man United.
Oh, Mason Greenwood! Are you serious? Raj from Wolverhampton. Are you a Manchester United fan?
I'm not sure. I support Liverpool. I'm just.
It just doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right.
Well, look. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Scouser. I've supported them ever since the days of John Barnes. So it's just.
When did John Barnes actually sign for Liverpool?
Is when he did that single.
I think I
John
know
Barnes
that
signed for Liverpool 1987. He signed from Watford. I remember it. I was about 7 or 8 years old. And
Arif, is that true? Arif doesn't even know.
I don't really.
Hey, Raj, you're on Transfers Corner. What's the latest on the transfer gossip in the Premier League and widely, even more wider than that?
Well, look. First of all, I just say, look, I can't sort of reveal my sources that I've got because
we completely understand.
We're professional. We wouldn't ask.
A bit of discretion.
Is it from the tea lady?
Well, look, I've got various sources in the footballing community, and I just, I can just, I can reveal certain things and certain things I can't reveal, but I can give you the top liners. And
let's go with the top liners.
Okay, so the first one is that obviously there's been a lot of talk about Timo Werner coming into.
Go for it. I think that's one we want to hear.
And that's as a direct result of Zinedine Zidane really stepping up his interest in Roberto Firmino.
Really?
So I think that basically Benzema has been at the club for 10 years.
Benzema's been at Real for 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking to move him on, and they see Firmino as the guy that can really bring it all together. And
Raj, just going to stop you there. I mean, that doesn't really make sense to me. Like, you got Benzema, who's known as a very honest striker for Real Madrid, who doesn't necessarily bag all the goals.
Still the top scorer,
but still, he's not. I don't know. He's not.
I'll tell you the reasoning behind it, because they have seen how he brings out the best in Mane and Salah, and at the moment they're signing Eden Hazard. I mean, I know he just announced he's going to be injured for the rest of the season, but he's struggling.
He's got injured as well, hasn't he?
Yeah,
injured last night.
They're struggling to get the best out of Bale. They're struggling to get the best out of Hazard. And they just think that a selfless player like Firmino could just get the best out of both of them. So it's like signing 3 players instead of 1.
And then do you think Klopp would be happy to let Firmino go if he can sign Werner?
This is the thing, it's just Werner. He just scores goals, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a goal scoring machine. He's very good for Leipzig this on Wednesday against Tottenham.
Yeah.
He knows where the goal is, isn't he? And that's what a crucial quality.
And he scores goals for fun.
Yeah, he scores goals for fun.
You'd hope every player would know where the goal is.
He knows where the goal is, and he scores goals for fun. So I think that Klopp, he's younger than Firmino, and I just think that he's just got that German quality.
Reminds me a little bit of Lewandowski. Is that correct, or
who does?
Werner.
Timo Werner reminds you of Lewandowski.
Yeah, he's quite.
I think he's a bit. I don't know. He's a bit more direct, a bit more pacey, isn't he? Lewandowski is a bit.
I mean, look, obviously the Lewandowski comparisons are coming. One player that has been likened to him is Haaland. I mean, as you can see, what he did on in the midweek. There's still rumours surrounding him. I'm not going to go into those now, but there's some interesting storylines developing there with Haaland and just how long he's going to be at Dortmund and what the actual nature was of the signing and the get-out clauses and all of that. But I can go into that at some of the points.
Just signed for them, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had a comment in from one of our listeners saying Firmino will play Atletico Madrid like Tevez and Rooney. Similar player, hard worker, and creates. Firmino, I mean, that's Arif. How does that make you feel then? Potentially Firmino, because as Liverpool fans, we love him, right?
Yeah, I think would like to add Tino. Tino
to replace Firmino with Tino.
Not to replace him, but to actually,
have that additional.
Yeah, an additional player, and I think having 4 forwards is probably
had problems retaining their top players, haven't they, Liverpool?
Yeah, we are a feeder club to the likes of.
I wouldn't. It's not about. I think that it's just suits all parties because, to be honest with you, I think that had Zidane not been a fan of Firmino, I think Werner would have taken his place because you've got to improve. And although Firmino is viewed as the gel, the glue that holds it all together.
Yeah.
It's. I think that he just doesn't get the goals, does he? I mean, they're very reliant.
I think Firmino at Real Madrid could be electric.
Yeah, Raj, I believe what you're saying, but I am going to agree with Jamil Iqbal because
what's Jamil Iqbal saying?
Jamil Iqbal is saying I don't think Bobby is going anywhere. To be honest,
Bobby Firmino. All right, Raj, what else have you got?
Well, this is just
just between us.
This is not so much from my sources. It's just rumours that are doing the rounds, basically, about. So obviously, there's the rumours of a potential takeover of Manchester United just won't go away, will it?
That's been going on for about 2 years.
Yeah, but I have various sources in the financial sectors, and they've various accountancy firms and various just people involved in the finance side of things.
Okay, interesting.
And, there are rumours doing the rounds, and there's kind of a bit of uncertainty as to the Bruno Fernandes deal that was done recently for Manchester United,
which looks a good bit of business, to be fair. But go on.
Yes, he's been sensational. I've just got the game up on the screen here, and he's just been amazing. And but there is rumours that the reason the deal took so long to do was that they actually got an advance payment from the Saudi camp. With a view to the takeover happening this summer.
Is purely alleged, right? This is
purely alleged. I mean, look, I can't vouch for the contact here.
Okay.
It's kind of like a friend of a friend, and it's just I just got various contacts in my kind of
fair play
in my network. But that's what I've heard, and I've heard that they actually realised that the Glazers are just were loath to put any money into Manchester United because they've agreed the sale. It's in the region of £4.5 billion.
Wow!
Hang on, that's higher than the market cap of Man United. You could buy it for less than that if you buy it directly from the stock exchange.
There's a reasoning behind this.
Go on.
Because there is a feeling that a big what you would call SVOD service, subscription video on demand, i.e. people like Netflix, are going to enter the market, or that the Premier League themselves is going to set up their own streaming service.
Yes,
so what they could do is that they could literally sell a package to people for $15 a month, which is a lot cheaper than Sky, but the actual money to the clubs that would generate would be $1 billion a year for each club. So that raises the price of Manchester United.
So Saudi interest in Man United has peaked as a result of potential streaming services onto websites like Netflix or something similar.
but they're talking that the main thing that's being talked about is Premier League productions, and the name, the sort of working title has been given Premflix, like Simon Jordan.
That's got to be a joke. You're pulling my leg, Raj. Seriously.
No, Simon Jordan is a good friend of mine. Has been dubbing it Premflix. I don't know whether Simon's going to get involved. Look, anyone who knows Simon knows he's got a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. Very intelligent man,
Fair
bit
play.
controversial, but he would be somebody who would be in the know about these things. But that the reason the price is high for Manchester United is that the expected future growth in revenue is set to be eye-watering, and the Glazers is their only successful business, well, inverted commas, successful business that they have.
Sure.
And so there's rumours that the Glazers were loath to pay for Fernandes. That's why it took so long. They got the advance from
and they were able to complete the transfer then, yeah.
So
excellent. Listen, Raj, that's been really insightful. Thank you so much. We've got another call coming in, but just before you go, can I ask you to do me a favour, please? Keep your ears close to the ground about what's happening with Adama Traore, because Junaid Khalil's texting. He's saying, can you please get Raj to sort out an Adama Traore transfer to Liverpool? He's certainly hot property in the Premier League and one to watch out for. So maybe next time you call in, you can maybe give us an update on that. Is that going to be okay?
Oh yeah, well, obviously, as you know, local lad. I've got the contacts, and even though I don't support,
of course, yeah, he's at Wolves. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
They're still, they've got a close place to my heart. Definitely my second team. So
excellent.
Yeah, I'll do some digging on that.
Go for it. I think you should.
Brilliant. Raj, thank you so much. Raj from
Raj.
Wolverhampton there. Really appreciate the call. Thank you. So interesting insights. Firmino to Athletic. Oh, sorry, to Real.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen? Have you heard that?
Do you know what? I didn't hear that. I hadn't come across that before, and I knew other clubs were interested. I think is it Juventus or one of the Italians club were interested in him.
Okay.
I think Jamil makes a good point. If Liverpool hold on to all three of their forwards this summer, that'll be a massive achievement. I mean, like, just echoing what I was saying earlier, they have struggled to hold on to their big players or main players.
I want to hear from Jamil, actually. I want to hear what he has to say, because
he just said.
But I'd like to listen to what he has to say.
Yeah, no, Jamil's usually got some really, really good insights. So no, that's really interesting part of the show. We're gonna run that every single week. So hopefully, if anybody out there has got some really solid transfer news, feel free to call in every week 3:35, and we'll take your call, and hopefully you'll educate us on what's going on behind the scenes in the transfer world. We do have another snippet coming up at 3:50 where we have Fans Fanatic, and I think we've got a call on the line who might be calling for that. So if you wouldn't mind just holding on for a tiny bit, we're going to go back into talking about what's going on in the Premier League. So it's absolute given that Liverpool will win the league.
Yeah, I think that's a done deal.
Atletico Madrid 1-0 defeat. I mean, Liverpool got enough to turn it around.
Yes, they have.
Yeah,
but they've not done well as in Europe as they have done in the Premier League. And the word on the street is that the Premier League is just not as strong.
Okay.
The teams have become weaker, where Liverpool have maintained their dominance or performance.
Yeah.
And that's why it's become more easier for Liverpool to win it this season.
But interestingly, you might remember a call on the show from a couple of months ago, a few months ago, in fact, Bidan, friend of mine, Bidan.
I remember Bidan.
He said Leicester would finish in the top four.
He did.
He kind of laughed. Yes, and then he said Atletico Madrid would win the Champions League.
Yes.
So when we got a draw in Atletico, I was a little bit nervous. I mean, who knows? 1-0 losing away Liverpool, that's like piece of cake, right? They can easily win it at Anfield.
3-0 to Barcelona, weren't they?
Exactly. So there's genuine chance for a comeback.
And I think the actual game against Atletico Madrid, they played the way they were going to play, and I think we've got to just accept that.
Chelsea, let's forget about Liverpool United very well. What about Chelsea, Lampard? How's he getting on since the transfer ban has been lifted, and we said that this
not very well.
Not very well.
I mean, he won yesterday, obviously, but
but generally they lost to United, rivals for the top
four.
I
think they are struggling at the moment, and
I don't understand why he doesn't start Giroud all the time. Why has he left Giroud?
Giroud can't always do it when he starts. I think he's an impact player, isn't he?
But compared to the finishers that he's got on there,
sure,
Giroud is a finisher.
I like Giroud. I don't think Giroud got a proper run out for Arsenal. I liked him at Arsenal, and I do like him now. But he's as a manager, like you don't want to play with that kind of front man. I can see why he doesn't want to start him. and Tammy Abraham does give him a little bit more dynamism. He's more likely to
I was more happy to see Giroud on the bench and got worried when Giroud came off the bench when United were playing.
Yeah.
And you knew that anything, he would finish it.
He ends up producing
he was
something,
unlucky. The VAR obviously helped him, but he was unlucky. But yeah, I think that's a bad decision from Lampard.
Fair enough. Okay, we're going to go to the phone lines. We've got a caller on the line.
Go on.
Assalamu alaikum. Who am I speaking to?
Assalamu alaikum. It's Adil Kareem here.
Adil Kareem, assalamu alaikum. You are
Assalamu alaikum.
live on Salaam Sports here on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. I actually had you down on my list as a super fan. Are you a super fan?
His Facebook would suggest that, wouldn't it?
Liverpool Football Club is my heart and my soul.
Okay, so tell us something about Liverpool Football Club that we are going to really take exception to or really find difficult to agree with.
Okay, so two of you guys are my Facebook friends, and in October I made a claim that Liverpool would win the league unbeaten and that we'd also win the Champions League.
You know what? I've seen references to you referring back to that, but I don't recall seeing you sharing it again on your Facebook with the date stamp. Is that been shared again?
I have screenshots that I can send you.
Right, I'm going to find it on your wall. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So go on.
That's not the claim. I was just listening into the show because the Salaam Sports show I do tune in as much as I can. Now,
thank you very much.
Who was on the phone before me, I think his name was
Raj from Wolverhampton.
Yeah, with all due respect, I think he made some outrageous claims about Roberto Firmino that were quite. I disagree with strongly.
I can feel it in your tone.
First of all,
go on.
I'm going to make a claim here that right now, in this current climate, in the Liverpool setup, right?
Yes.
And the way that Liverpool play,
go on.
Right, I would take Roberto Firmino in our team above Aguero, above Aubameyang, above Suarez, every single striker in the world.
I agree.
I would not take any striker above Firmino.
Is that the same thing, Adil? Is that the same thing as saying Roberto Firmino is the best striker in the world, or is it something subtly different?
Right. What I would like to say is the term striker has changed so much in the last few years.
Only because we've signed Firmino. Before we signed Firmino, a striker was Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Thierry Henry. Now we've got a guy playing in the number 9 role and not scoring goals.
I understand exactly where he's coming from. I agree with him.
The best team in the world. Right. What I want to say is
best team in the world.
Just so that I don't know if you saw this or not, but Sadat's face going green. he looks like he's about to throw up.
It's bad having two of you.
Know what? Let me tell you something. Let's talk about the role as a striker, how it's evolved over the years. Right?
Sure.
You've gone from the Owens and the Shearers that you guys have mentioned, right? But
the typical goal scorers.
They want so much more from their strikers, right? You had the Aguero as well, who was in the mould of the Shearers and the Owens as well. But if you start looking at strikers now, right, it's not just about goals anymore. It's about what they bring to the team, and for that reason, right, and talking about strikers and what they bring to the team, I would say that there is no more complete player in the world playing in that forward role than Roberto Firmino.
Wow, that's a massive claim. Sadat, over to you.
And remember, I'm not saying sorry before you go ahead, because let me just say, when I say about Firmino, remember, I'm not saying that he's just the best striker in the world. I'm saying
overall
he's the best
player,
complete forward in the world.
Best complete forward, so better than Ronaldo, better than Messi, better than Aubameyang, better than Salah, better than Mane, better than Aguero, better than De Bruyne.
Let me tell you something, right? Since Firmino's been in the team, right? Just look at it, right? He brought out the best in Mane. He brings out the best in Salah, right?
Well, we've not really seen Mane and Salah at Liverpool without Firmino there, so it's difficult to say that.
Take him out and you'll see. Right?
You reckon Firmino can do something Origi can't?
Why is it that Klopp takes a 50% fit Firmino over a fully fit Origi?
Let's have a think about this. So this is fans or fanatics? Would you say Adil's a fan or a fanatic?
Listen, I think he's slightly confused.
Is Adil a fan or a fanatic?
He's a mixture.
Okay, go on.
The striker, I think, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. So you want to keep all your players there. So Firmino, if you miss Salah, get him out there. It won't be the same team. Mane, you get him out there, he won't be the same team.
Which we saw in the last game that we played.
And you will say every single player at the moment in Liverpool, you'll say, oh, they're the best player in that position in the world at the moment because they're at the top of the game.
Sure.
And everyone brings out the best. Otherwise, you got who's the captain? Henderson.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that. He doesn't really make Liverpool tick if he was out of the team. But he's surrounded with good players.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon? Do you reckon? With regards to the question, the point that Adil has made is, as a forward, there's nobody more complete than Firmino in the world.
No.
I think what Adil's trying to say is just like
I think he's the best in that position for Liverpool.
He's made his own
Why
position.
Change it? But you talk about the strikers; they all did it. Aguero was a hard worker. He played. He clicked it.
Very, very quickly, mate. We're running out of time for the show.
The only striker who didn't do it was Letitia.
Go on, Adil.
I just want to make one thing in response, right? In the Atletico Madrid game, Atletico pushed forward. They went through Robertson. They went through the midfield. They were about to score, and who had run back and won the ball back? It was Roberto Firmino, our so-called centre forward. You never see Aguero, you never see Aubameyang.
Yeah. I've seen Lukaku run back and tackle out the edge of the box to save it.
I could honestly agree with what you're saying.
I think Arif's got loads more to say, but we are running out of time. Adil, we will speak to you again soon. Thank you so much for your call, inshallah. I'll speak to you soon, yeah? All right, thank you. That was a really interesting chat there from Adil. Do you know what, as a Liverpool fan, I don't know if I necessarily agree with him completely, but there's a lot of comments here on...
I think what we need to do is, we need to take this conversation next week as well. And I've got a couple
we'll take it offline.
We need to rein in these Liverpool callers.
Sully's saying, yes, Adil. Sully's saying, Adil, what about Suarez? If he played in the same team under Klopp, what would happen?
Wow.
Jamil saying, yes, I totally agree. Bobby is the glue for the team. And Junaid Khalil saying, completely agree with Adil. It's no surprise. Thank you so much, guys. That's been a fun-packed show. It's been an absolute pleasure. And inshallah, we'll see you again next week. Assalamu alaikum.
You're listening to Salaam Radio, and it's now time for Asr Azan.